Hey there, Nancy. I heard that you were trying to get pregnant. Are you really going to try and have your kid before the year's over? Sorry, you heard what now? I'm just saying that if you wanted to have your kid before the year is up, you should start getting busy now, don't you think? Or are you pregnant right now? Don't tell me that you're already pregnant. No, I'm not currently pregnant. Why are you even asking me about this all of a sudden? Well, it's just that my daughter Hillary is pregnant right now, and she was saying that she wanted to come back home to give birth. Oh, I see. I didn't know that Hillary was pregnant. That's amazing news. And I told her that of course I'd be so happy if she came back here to have her baby, but I just wanted to check with you that that would be okay since you're living in our home too. So I just wanted to make sure that you weren't pregnant, because if you and Hillary were both pregnant, that would just be too much. Oh, I see. Well, I really appreciate you thinking about me and asking me about this. Of course, thank you for answering my questions so clearly. Of course, I didn't actually think that you were pregnant right now or anything. So maybe there wasn't even any point in asking. I mean, after all, you've been married to my son for 5 years and you still haven't had a kid. I already assumed that you just have no intention of giving me a grandchild. Honestly, I doubt if you could even get pregnant. So sorry for wasting both of our time even bringing this up with you. I guess it was silly of me. Hold on a second, Nancy. I really don't think that there was any need to talk to me like this. I mean, you know that Owen and I want a child, right? Well, if you want, I could have Hillary share with you some tips on how to make sure you can get pregnant. Of course, given your age, I really don't know how well they would actually work for you, so maybe there would be no point in asking that of Hillary either. Nancy, I really don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I'm barely even into my 30s. Oh, well, in that case, I'll call Hillary right now and tell her to reach out to you with an idea on what might work. I know that she'll be more than happy to help you get pregnant just like her, and then you can finally give me the grandchild that I've been waiting so long for. Hey there, Paula. I just wanted to say thank you so much for letting me stay with you all while I'm pregnant. It really is a huge help, and I'm so grateful to you for giving my mom the thumbs up. This is my first time being pregnant, so I'm just so nervous that something might go wrong, you know? Yeah, I can't imagine what you must be feeling. Please let me know if there's anything that I can do for you. I mean, I have work, of course, but if I can help, I don't mind at all. Oh, thank you so much. Actually, since you're offering, there is one thing that I'd like to ask you. Would you mind getting all the things I'll need for a baby ready for me? Sorry, all of the things? What exactly do you mean by that? Oh, I mean like the carriage and the bed and some clothes. Make sure you get good sheets, but nothing that might irritate a baby's skin, okay? And make sure you go and get lots of baby food as well. And I'll probably have cravings, so make sure to buy me some sweets while you're out, okay? Now, wait just a second there, Hillary. You're asking me to buy all of those things for you? I'm sorry, but you can't get some of those things by yourself? Well, sure I could, but I'm going all the way to my mom's to stay, so it would just be better if all those things were already there when I arrived, you see? Well, I guess that does make some sense, yeah. But I'm just worried I'll end up getting things you don't like. Are you sure you wouldn't want to do all this shopping with me once you're here? I could even just lend you my car if you wanted to handle it on your own. No, we don't have to go and do all that. I mean, what's wrong with you getting all of that for me? I'm sure you can just ask the staff and they'll recommend you good things to get. I see. Well, I guess I can do that. Would you mind telling me your budget so that I don't go over what you can afford? And are you going to write me a check, or were you going to just wire the money on an app? Hold on a second. You mean that you're not going to buy all of those things for me? What's the matter with you? I thought you would have gotten all that as a gift for me. I mean, I'm pregnant, for crying out loud. Think of it as a gift for me for having a child. Well, I was thinking of getting you a couple of things, but I don't know if I can afford to get all that a baby would need. So you're saying that you really can't spare any money at all for my baby that's on the way? I would have thought you'd have plenty saved up. After all, you've been married to my brother this long and you still don't have a kid. And since you've been living at my parents' house, it's not like either of you have been paying rent or anything like that either. Surely you can spare a couple grand to help me get things ready for my baby, right? You want a couple grand, as in thousands of dollars? It's not like I'm asking for $1 million or anything, but anyways, I'll go ahead and send you a list once I have one written up. Thank you so much for doing this. You really are saving me so much trouble. I really appreciate it. Hey, Owen, did you know that your sister is going to be coming to stay with us until she gives birth? Because I was just told about it by your mom and her, and I haven't heard anything from you.
Of course I knew this was going to be happening. Isn't it exciting? We're going to be an aunt and uncle to my sister's new baby. This is so great.
I really don't think that you should be treating this whole thing so lightly, Owen. I mean, did you know that your sister is expecting me to buy all of the things she needs for when her baby comes? Do you have any idea how much that's going to cost? Because your sister said that I owed it to her as a gift.
Well, yeah, of course. What's wrong with that? It's only natural that we give my sister a wedding gift. What's your problem?
Sure, I'd be down to buy her a few things for her baby, but did you read my message? She told me that she expected me to buy all of it. She sent me the list of what she wants, and it's huge. By the time I get all of this, I'll have probably spent something like $3,000.
Hold on, everything my sister wants from you is going to cost that much money? Well, whatever, I said that we'd give it to her.
Oh, and you can't be serious about that.
I'm sorry, Nancy, but we've been married this long and still haven't had kids, even though I know my parents really want grandchildren. And honestly, it's something that I feel like a failure about as their oldest child, so it really is the least we can do, don't you think?
You're really trying to make up for not having kids with me by spending $3,000 on your sister? If you really want to pay that much money, then you can pay for it all with your own money.
Oh, come on, don't be ridiculous. You know that I couldn't afford something like that with just my salary. Besides, my sister sent you the list, so you have to pitch in.
I am more than happy to buy a few things on this list, but I am not going to be splitting it and paying $1,500.
Well, if you're too cheap and don't want to spend money on family, then you should have gotten pregnant by now. And then we wouldn't have to do this. So if you're looking for someone to blame this on, how about you start with yourself?
Oh my gosh, you are being ridiculous. Do you know that? Why are you acting this way?
Because I'm the eldest child, and I always thought that I'd be giving my parents their first grandchild. Do you have any idea how embarrassing it is for me now that Hillary is pregnant? I even heard that my mom asked my sister to give you advice on how to get pregnant. I think that one hurt me the most. Don't you see how much I've been through already because of this? And you're still gonna try and make me pay for this.
Oh, and I understand that living with your parents might make you feel a bit more pressure than if we weren't. But you hardly even contribute anything around here. We haven't even slept in the same room for the past year, and I don't see things improving for us.
Oh, just shut up. You don't understand what I'm going through. Why don't you just be a good wife? Buy my sister what she wants. And until you have a kid of your own, stop complaining about the things that we should be doing for family.
I can't believe that you actually said that. What is the matter with you?
I'm just saying that since you don't have a kid, I'm free to leave you whenever I want. Never forget that. If you do have a problem with that, then we can just go ahead and get divorced. So there. It's your fault I feel this way, so it's up to you to buy what my sister wants.
Paula, what the heck is going on here? Why do I have to sleep in the cramped little bedroom right next to the living room? Did you really think that I came all the way back home just to be cramped into a tiny closet like that? Well, Hillary, I really am sorry. We tried to make as much room for you as possible, and that's what we were able to do. I really can't believe this. You really expect me to be able to sleep in some cramped little bedroom full of baby goods? I come all the way back here to do the honor of giving my parents their first grandchild, and you're treating me as if I were the help. How do you expect me to live like this? What about my room? This is my family's house, and I want to stay in my room. But, Hillary, you know that I've been in your room ever since you moved out and I moved in, right? Of course I know that. What's your point? You should have offered me your room when I arrived here. I'll take my room back, and you have that broom closet. That should set everything about right. I'm really sorry, Hillary, but I work from home half the time, and I need the larger room because it doubles as my office. I don't have anywhere else to put my work stuff, and I don't feel like renting out office space. Well, then why don't you just go into your office and work there then, huh? Or go and set up at a cafe or something. Heck, you can go work in the shed for all I care. You really expect me to do my work out in the shed? Well, at least if you were completely out of the house, I could turn the broom closet room into a baby feeding room and still have my room to stay in. Hold on a second, so I wouldn't just be working in the shed, I'd also be sleeping there? Do I understand that right? Well, of course you'd be sleeping there. How else would I get 2 rooms if you were still using one of them? Anyways, my mom and brother all agree that this is a good idea. So from now on, you'll be sleeping in the shed. Got it? You mean that you're with your brother and mom right now? I thought that they were both supposed to be at work. Well, they both took the day off to come and pick me up from the airport. Besides, my mom told me that she quit her job. She said that she wanted to be able to help me any time of the day that I needed it, and Owen told me that he took a bunch of days off just for me. After all, there's still going to be plenty to do around the house, and if it's just going to be us women, I'd feel much better with a man in the house. Well, neither of them told me any of these plans to take work off. I mean, they didn't even take the day off to help me celebrate my birthday last year. Well, that's probably just because they care a lot more about me than they do about you. Haven't you figured that out yet? But even though they're going to be here to help, I am still going to rely on you for most of what I need. And just why would you even do that when you have 2 people staying at home specifically for you? Well, because it was always my plan to have you take care of me while I was here. Like, if the baby wakes up in the night or needs its diaper changed, that was going to be all you. And then once you're done with all that, you can go back out to the shed and go back to bed. Get it? That sounds like a horrible life. Why would I agree to that? So not only am I being cast out in the shed, but I'm also going to be in charge of taking care of your every whim? That's right. Don't tell me that you have a problem with that, because you don't even have children, so you really don't have room to argue. You know what? I'm just going to go and stay with my parents for a while. Good idea. Go do that and never ever come back. It's not like you ever did anything good for my family anyways. After all, you never even had a kid. But man, you should see how upset my mom and brother are right now. They are seriously just pissed. They never ever want to see you again. So go home. We don't care. You can just send us money from over there and we won't have to put up with you. You think I'm going to send you money? No. If I leave like this, then I'm asking Owen for a divorce. Hold on a second. You're not serious about that, are you? You're really going to divorce my brother all because you couldn't have kids? You realize that at your age, nobody is ever going to want to marry you, right? You realize the mistake you'll be making if you do this. The only mistake I'll be making is staying with the family that's about to make me sleep outside in a shed. I would much rather just divorce Owen and go back to living with my parents until I find a new home. And by the way, I will be taking everything that's mine from the house when I leave. What are you talking about? What of the house is yours? You're crazy. Do you know that? Paula, what the heck is the matter with you? Where is the fridge, the TV, the stove? Why is it all gone? You bring those back right now. I can't believe that you stole all this stuff from us. I thought you meant you were going to be taking your clothes and stuff, not the appliances. I told you yesterday, didn't I? I said that I was going to be taking back all the stuff that I had bought for the house. But I thought you meant small things like some glasses or decorations or something like that. Why did you take the fridge? Well, that's because your brother kept bugging me about your mom needing a new fridge. When we finally went to go and buy one, he made me pay for it, so I guess maybe I had some other uses aside from baby making. You mean that you bought my mom's fridge? That's right. And now I'm going to be taking that and everything else that I bought back with me. Hold on a minute, though. You can't do that. I mean, you're taking essential appliances here. How are we supposed to live? Don't you know that I'm about to have a baby? Where am I supposed to put my milk? I don't know why you're asking me. I've divorced your brother, so you and I have nothing to do with one another. Why would you even ask me what to do about your baby? After all, I've never been pregnant. I've never had a baby. I wouldn't know. Oh, come on. You know exactly what you're doing, don't you? You really think that you can just walk out of my house with all our appliances? Don't you understand that you're just going to end up hurting an innocent baby? Do you really not care what happens to it at all? You're a monster. Well, it's a bit late to ask me to take things back. I've already sold most of the things I took from the house online. And if you need baby things, then maybe you should go out and buy them yourself. Or ask your mom or brother to buy you the things that you need. Otherwise, things might get kind of tricky for you. What do you mean by that? Well, I mean that if your mom really did quit her job and Owen is still on the verge of being fired like he has been, then I really don't actually see how they'd be able to help you since they're not going to have income soon. But if Owen gets fired, then I really won't have any way to take care of this baby. What am I going to do? I don't know, but I'm just letting you know that after I dropped off the divorce papers, I was told I'd have to fill out another form for Owen's work. So I called the office to ask about it, and the woman on the phone was shocked because she thought I was about to have your baby. Apparently, Owen had told his boss that I, his now ex-wife, was pregnant, not you. And so he took off work using paternity leave. Well, I ended up explaining that to his manager, and she was also just shocked. So basically, your brother lied to his work about his life so that he could take this time off for you. But I had no idea that he had gone and done any of that. Well, anyways, that's probably why he'll actually be getting fired. He had gotten in trouble for doing similar things like this before. But he's never actually lied about something this big or asked for this much time off. And when I told his manager that not only was I not pregnant, but I was also being exiled to sleep in the shed and live like a servant, well, I think that really clinched it. You're kidding me. You mean to tell me that you told his bosses everything that was going on here? Well, they kept asking me questions about Owen. To be honest, it sounded like they already had their own suspicions of him. So I was more than happy to help them clear up anything that wasn't adding up for them. You traitor! How could you do this to us? Well, you know, the funny thing was that in the end, there actually wasn't any paperwork that I did have to give them. It was all just a clerical error that sent me to them. I don't believe you. You had to know what you were doing. This is your way of getting back at us, isn't it? You know that by calling them, you could have a chance to tell them about the divorce. I am sure that I have no idea what you're talking about. After all, this is my first time getting divorced, and I just wanted to make sure that I did everything right. You have no idea all the paperwork that I've had to do alongside the ones for the divorce. It was never my plan to rat out Owen for his truancy. But anyways, that's just about all I had to say to you. Sounds to me like you have lots to talk about on your end as well. But I hope the pregnancy goes well. Tell Owen good luck with his job hunt. He'll need it. And so, as repo men went in and out of Nancy's house, clearing out anything that I had saved receipts for, Owen got the call from his manager telling him that he was being fired for lying about his paternity leave. He was also going to be charged for the pay he had received while off. As appliances and other things went missing, Owen and them all realized how much it was going to cost to replace them, buy things for the baby, and make ends meet for the three of them. First, all three of them had to sell all their luxury goods online to try and earn some quick pocket money. After that, Owen had to go out and find a job. But no one was going to hire him since he couldn't explain why he had been let go from his last position. I heard that even after Hillary had her baby, her marriage didn't last long afterwards, and she ended up staying with Owen and their mother. That was the last piece of gossip I had heard through the pipeline. I really do feel sorry for Hillary's baby, but at this point, I can only hope that this serves to teach those three a lesson that they'll carry with them in the future.
You're still single, aren't you, sis? Shame on you. You're already 30 years old. What, Amelia? I haven't heard from you in a long time. About 10 years, I guess. Thank you for your help on that occasion. So, are you married? Not yet. Seriously? What's so funny? You're already 30, right? I'm just saying, it's not good for a woman in her 30s to be single. I spend all my time working. Oh, that's like saying, I've been so busy with work that I just missed my chance to get married. That's called a loser's howl. What about you, Amelia? I'm getting married next month. He's a tall and handsome guy. And he's a super high society prince who's also the president of his company. I see. You just wanted to show off. So that's why you contacted me after 10 years. Something like that. So, when's the wedding? The first Saturday of next month. Oh no. What is it? I have an acquaintance's wedding that day. I said I'd attend. I never thought it would coincide with your wedding. So? To be honest, I'm not too excited about going to your wedding. But it's only natural for me to attend my own sister's wedding, right? I hope they'll understand when I tell them what's going on. Are you planning to come? Yes, do I not have to? Wait a minute. No one invited you yet. What? A junior high school graduate with a missing organ is a shame to the family. I want to erase your existence from this world so badly. Don't you think you're overdoing it, talking like that? I saved your life, didn't I? You're so patronizing. Just because you transplanted a liver to me a long time ago, but now, you think you're coming to my wedding? What? Dad and Mom said there's no need to invite you. They said they don't need you because you've already done what you were supposed to do. None of you has changed at all, have you? What the hell do people think of me? You were born to save my life. That's it. I've always been an added bonus to you. I remember being treated like a distraction at home. That's right. When you were kicked out of the house as soon as you graduated from junior high school, it was truly hilarious. I was suddenly kicked out of the house with the bare minimum of belonging. I remember, you were living on a live-in job, weren't you? That's right. You went through a lot of difficulties, so when I saw you again after 5 years since the surgery, I couldn't believe how old you looked. I honestly couldn't believe you're 20 years old at the time. That's the last thing I want to remember. Why? I got a call out of nowhere from Dad, who I hadn't heard from in a decade. I thought he'd say congratulations on making it to adulthood, but as if. You're right. I was an idiot. He told me to give my liver because your life was in danger. That's so straightforward. At first, I refused, thinking of the risk involved, and decided not to be so arrogant this time. Then, he called my company so many times. I couldn't be a bother to the company any longer, so I resigned. Oh wow, Dad's obsession is crazy. But after that, Dad said, I'm really sorry for everything I've done. If you save Amelia's life, we can start over again as a family. Oh, really? Yes. He said, come home and we'll have dinner as the four of us. He even got down on his knees with tears in his eyes. I didn't know that. I was getting convinced that I thought he really regrets what he did to me. Was it all an act? The surgery saved your life, but there was no place for me at home. He told me that it was all a lie. He had made it all up. He's the best. I've been living alone my whole life, starving for the love of family. I completely believed in his tears, but he left me again. Sis, you've had a rough ride in your life. Poor you, poor you. I really couldn't stop crying. Don't cry. You'll get even uglier. Ugh. Anyway, you're not my family anymore. You don't have to come to my wedding, so stay away from me. Forever, okay? I'm not invited, okay? I guess I'm not gonna go to your wedding. but you should at least be mature enough to know what is good and bad to say. Don't preach to me. You were dumped. People who grew up without love from their parents don't turn out to be good people. I feel sorry for you. You're terrible. So, all I wanted to do was report my marriage to you. You just continue to enjoy your bachelor life, as you always have. My name is Mia. I'm 30 years old. When the bitter past had gradually faded away, I suddenly received a message from my sister, Amelia, who is 3 years younger than me. Even though I have been treated badly from my family, I am a grown-up now. I thought it was normal to attend my own sister's wedding. But as you can see, the result is this. In contrast with who has a quiet personality, Amelia has a friendly and innocent personality. My parents loved and raised their youngest daughter like a princess. Finally, they said, "You're not pretty enough. You'll have to love on your own." After graduating from junior high school, I was kicked out of the house. It's sad to say the least, but I'm somewhat relieved that I won't be involved anymore. After that, I went about my daily life as usual. Finally, the day of my acquaintance's wedding came, but what awaited me was the chaotic reality. I told you not to come to my wedding. How dare you sneak in, bitch! I was invited to come here. I didn't invite you. Is there anything more you want to say to me? I'm having a really hard time getting over the mess. You mean what I just did? Yes. I just ran into you in the bathroom, and I never thought you'd do that to me. Oh, you mean the fact that I spit on you, poured salt on you, and poured red wine all over you? You forgot one more thing. Oh yeah, I tore off your necklace. I was stunned by what happened in the moment. Don't you think you've gone too far? At least I went a little easy on you. Why were you in the restroom in the first place? And why did you bring salt and red wine? I just thought I'd have a little sip of red wine to relax before the ceremony. But drinking in the bathroom? What about the salt? I always carry my own salt, because I like strong flavoring, but I've never poured it on anyone before. I see. Enough with the small talk. Why are you here? To use the bathroom. My dress is sticky from the alcohol. I can't walk around looking like this. That's true. I was able to cover up the stain with my scarf temporarily. I managed it. I think I can make it to the wedding. You're still gonna attend the wedding after what happened to you? Are you planning to steal my high-spec prince husband? Excuse me? Or maybe you're here to hook my husband's friend up. What are you talking about? I told you not to be involved with me for the rest of your life, didn't I? Do you even understand English? I'm pure American, and I've never had a language barrier. Then explain to me why you're at my ceremony. I got an invitation from your husband. Are you out of your mind? I'm not. Then you're delusional. Huh? You're lying anyway about being invited, aren't you? I don't know how you found out where the wedding is. Don't act so crazy. I'm telling you the truth. Anyway, there's no seat for you. Get the hell out of here. I can't be that rude. I've been invited to this wedding. You keep saying that you were invited. You're just a stalker. So after you call me a bitch, now you're calling me a stalker. Come on. You're jealous because I'm going to be victorious in life and marry a prince. I am annoyed by you hanging around. That's funny. You're annoying me too. Anyway, if you were here, you would freak out. You should go home. What do you mean? I told everybody that my sister is dead anyways. What? I prepared a portrait of you. If someone with the same face as in the picture shows up, the whole venue will be freaking out. So don't come. Are you serious? Yes. I'm starting to feel sick. Then the creepy and sick person should turn around and get out of the ceremony. Go home and feel lonely. Sure. I'm just here to congratulate my own sister. It'd be too crazy if her sister came back to her as a ghost. That's what I'm talking about. But why would you lie like that? I can't believe I have a sister who graduated from junior high school with a missing organ. If my husband finds out, of course, it'll be a disaster. He doesn't seem like the kind of person who'd be so prejudiced. That's what normal people think. You're an unusual one, so you don't have the same sense of values as normal people. I didn't know he was like that. Or am I really crazy? I'm sure if my husband knew you existed, he'd be disgusted by you. So easy to imagine. Then I'll terminate my investment in your husband. What are you talking about? I think you finally lost your mind. I can't work with someone who doesn't share my values. We'll talk again later and discuss the investment. Maybe you should go to the hospital and have your brain checked. Or is that a taboo subject? You're going to regret this. Okay, sore loser. The ceremony is about to start, so I'm gonna leave now. My husband was furious and canceled the ceremony. What have you done? I'm just the bride's older sister, and my sister told me to go home. I just sent a message to your husband that I will not be attending. Why do you have his contact information? Well, that's because he's a business associate. I remember my husband turned pale the moment he saw the picture of the deceased. No wonder. We met just a few days ago. If you told him that I'd already become a resident of the afterlife a long time ago... My husband said you would invest a lot of money in the company. He said you're a very important business partner. Is it true that you got an invitation? Are you still talking about that? Why didn't you tell me? Thanks to this, I went from the happiest bride in the world to the unhappiest bride in the universe. Oh wow, that's a big scale. Don't laugh. Thanks to you, the ceremony was cancelled. I had just joined the family, and now I was told we were getting a divorce. I see. Take responsibility. I thought I could join the ranks of celebrities. My life is ruined because of you. How can it be my fault? I just told him the truth. You can't read the room. I just don't like lying. It wasn't supposed to be like this. You would have known the bride was me when you got the invitation from him, wouldn't you? Amelia isn't an unusual name, and I thought it was someone else with the same name. I was really surprised when I saw you too. Anyways, I can't give up now that I finally made it this far. Tell him that you were the one who told me to make the portrait. Explain to my husband that you forced me to bring it to the ceremony. What? If he knows I didn't set it up, he might reconsider divorcing me. Please. I don't want to. You're 27 years old, so you can at least take responsibility. Cheapo, idiot, you stupid idiot. The level of this conversation has suddenly dropped. Are you not good at English? Shut up! More importantly, so is the divorce, but you're going to have to prepare for a lot of things. Like what? Like the dry cleaning for my party dress. I'll charge you for my necklace too. Huh? $50 for the dry cleaning, and $30,000 for the broken necklace. I'll make sure you pay for it. Is that pearl necklace really that expensive? Yeah, I'll show you the receipt if you don't believe me. You're kidding, right? You're not seriously taking money from your own sister, are you? Of course I'm serious. I can't. I don't even work. You're going to have to get a job then. It's a good opportunity to learn about the real world. The world is not as sweet as you think it is, but do your best. I'll ask Dad to take care of it. Are you trying to take money from our father, who lives on pensions? I'm sure they'd pay any amount of money for me. I don't think so. A few days ago, he told me you were getting married and asked me for a congratulatory gift package, but he was acting so strange. What do you mean? I could hear the noise of the repo man over the phone. Perhaps they don't have any savings, only debt. What? Celebration gifts are just an excuse. And I think they actually intended to use the money to pay off their debts. Really, he's a piece of shit in all ways. Well then, the one who should pay for the damage is... you. You're the one. No! What should I do? I didn't package the congratulatory money, but I did leave a congratulatory gift at the reception. But there's one thing I really need to tell you. Is there more? Are you saying that I don't have to pay by chance? That's my sister, Goddess. Are you brushing your teeth? What? The spit you spit on me really stunk. I thought maybe you don't brush your teeth every day. I do it every night, for 10 seconds each. That's definitely the reason. What? Has anyone ever told you that you have bad breath? No. But my husband has asked me so many times to use mouthwash. Also, he gave me a lecture on how to brush my teeth. Oh my god. Oh, do I have bad breath? Yes, pretty bad. I can't explain it. I feel this indescribable sense of loss. I'm sorry if I hurt you. Don't apologize. That even makes me more miserable. But I've learned that no matter how bad someone smells, it's still possible to get married. Thank you. Don't make fun of me. Anyway, sis, can you do your sweet, sweet sister a favor? What? You're rich enough to invest a huge amount of money, right, sis? Because I had to quit my live-in job, it was really hard for me to start the company with all my savings. So you're the CEO? That's what that means. Then you know the CEOs of various companies. Yes, some. Introduce me to a tall, handsome, rich, and very high society prince. What? I'm divorced, but I don't have kids. I would be able to meet my destiny with the next prince right away. Right? Please, don't talk nonsense. And brush your teeth. No? I'm just sick and tired of you and father's and mother's selfishness. You're the one who told me to stay out of it. I take it back. You're a shameless person. The answer is no. Why? My husband is going to leave me, and my parents are going to give up on me. Do something about it. How could it be that the parents who loved you so much would do that? Dad has exposed the debt. His plan was to marry off his daughter and to get the new husband to pay his debts. So? But we're getting a divorce after all. He started getting so upset. So, even you, who they have loved so much, were taken advantage of. I feel sorry for myself for being born to parents like that. Also, selfish, stupid, stinky mouth, he says. That's pretty straightforward, isn't it? You and Dad are terrible. I've never been so hurt. I've been hurt more than you. The family shunned me and used me as much as they could. Do you have any idea how much pain I went through? You're my sister. Of course I do. I understand exactly what your answer is. I'm sure you'll have many challenges ahead of you. I wish you the best. Wait a minute. You're abandoning your own sister. I am your sister. Take care of me. We're not family anymore. I don't care what kind of life you lead. Well then, I'll be waiting for reparations. Goodbye. This time for sure. After that, Amelia was left behind at the ceremony. She went crazy and broke the dishes. I heard the dress she was wearing was ripped off and the whole thing was a nightmare. As a result of breaking various things without thinking of the consequences, they were charged a total of $20,000 in compensation. Shortly after that, she divorced her husband. Even my parents, who loved her so much, were so disappointed, wondering where they had gone wrong in their upbringing that they disowned her. After that, Amelia got fed up with the life on nibbling on moldy bread. I got a message. She asked if she could get away with not paying me the compensation. My parents contacted me too, many times, asking me to take care of their debt. So, I blocked them and faded out completely. If they had loved me equally, the outcome might have been different. I don't know exactly what kind of life Amelia and my parents are living right now. I'm sure they don't live a good life. On the other hand, I am. The investment in Amelia's ex-husband is going smoothly. A big project is starting to move forward. My work is going to get even busier and busier. I'm going to eat well, brush my teeth, and go to bed.